Clients and friends of PWS, live from headquarters here in Marietta, Georgia. We wanted to give you a quick update on 2020 and what's to come for 2021. After modest growth to begin 2020, the economy screeched to a halt as the onset of the pandemic ended the longest economic expansion ever. A record decline in GDP in the second quarter was followed by record GDP growth in the third quarter as the economy emerged from lockdowns. After such a tumultuous year in 2020, we take a look at what's in store for the economy in 2021. So, the 2021 economic outlook. As we turn the page to 2021, we expect the real GDP growth in the United States of 4 to 4.5%, modestly outpacing our forecast of 3.75 to 4.25 for our developed international counterparts. Emerging markets economies, particularly in Asia, have fared better in controlling the outbreak of COVID-19, and we believe their economies may be in a better position heading into 2021. We forecast 5 to 5.5% real GDP growth for emerging markets. After GDP contracted an annualized 5% during the first quarter of 2020 and then a record 31% in the second quarter, the economy revved back up with a 33% jump in the third quarter, bouncing off depressed levels. Record fiscal and monetary stimulus helped provide additional fuel for the economy as it emerged from lockdowns. We expected the 2020 recession would be one of the shortest recessions ever, and although the NBER, National Bureau of Economic Research, has yet to declare it official, the recession probably lasted less than 6 months. New COVID-19 case growth has accelerated in recent weeks in the United States as well as Europe. However, in many areas have implemented new restrictions on activity that may temporarily threaten the recovery. Regardless of government restrictions, individual behaviors may change as COVID-19 case growth increases and the perceived risk of infection rises. Even as the first doses of a vaccine are administered, rising COVID-19 cases will continue to pose a risk to the recovery by threatening additional structural damage that may take from time the economy to bounce back. So now we're going to talk about a swoosh-shaped recovery. There have been many descriptions of the shape that this economic recovery is forming, and we think a swoosh-shaped scenario is the most appropriate. With its quick, sharp decline, then a partial snapback, followed by a more gradual recovery, the swoosh shape suggests a more favorable latter phase of the recovery compared to a square root shape. The square root. Meanwhile, the idea of a K-shaped recovery has gained traction as well. If you think about a K, it has one part pointing higher or improving, while the other point is pointing lower or deteriorating. In particular, service-oriented industries have borne the brunt of the economic effects of the pandemic and likely will struggle until the vaccine can be fully implemented. Low-wage employees, those making less than $27,000 per year, especially in service-oriented businesses, have experienced higher unemployment than high-wage employees, those making more than $60,000 per year. Continued fiscal support, such as a stimulus payment or enhanced unemployment benefits, is needed to help people who are struggling. In addition, widely available vaccine, now likely by the second half of 2021, also is needed to help shore up activity in the weaker parts of the economy, those affected by virus containment efforts, and to lift up the bottom of the K. Small business, they really hold the key. It is no secret that small business is the bedrock of the U.S. economy. Companies with less than 500 employees, they really account for more than 95% of U.S. businesses, and they employ about half of the U.S. workforce. With many boots on the ground, small businesses can sometimes spot turning points in the economy before they show up in the economic reports. Notably, small businesses are quite optimistic about the future of the economy. The September release of the NFIB, National Federation of Independent Business, the Small Business Index, returned to the February peak, a potential sign of a stronger economy in 2021. We have come off that peak in the last 2 months as COVID-19 restrictions have literally increased, but optimism is still roughly in line with the levels experienced in 2019. As the economy continues to expand, the health of the small business will go a long way towards determining how robust the economic recovery may be. The LPL research conclusion: 2020 was certainly a unique year for the economy, and while COVID-19 continues to pose a threat to the recovery, we expect any soft spots to prove transitory. With the continued support by fiscal and monetary policymakers and the start of the vaccine distribution, global growth may accelerate in 2021, although it may not truly take stride until the second half of the year as the vaccine becomes more available. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us here at PWS. We are wishing you a successful and happy and healthy and great 2021.